Ni hao, in today's Yo-Yo Chinese Grammar, we're going to talk about Chinese word order. First, remember this. When it comes to simple Chinese sentences like subject plus verb plus object sentences, such as I love you or he drinks water, the word order for these sentences is actually the same as they are in English. When it comes to complicated Chinese sentences, the word order is going to be different. Here's the rule. In a complex Chinese sentence, the word order goes like this. Subject, such as who or what, and then when the action takes place, where the action takes place, how the action takes place, and then the action. Let me say it again. First, the subject, and then when, where, how, and then the action. Since this concept is so important, from now on, let's call this Chinese word order rule the golden rule. Let's learn this through an example. How do you say I study Chinese at the library with Lily tomorrow? Well, there are several components here. I is the subject. Study Chinese is the action. At the library is where you study Chinese. With Lily is how you study Chinese. And tomorrow is obviously when you study Chinese. So according to the Chinese word order rule, subject, when, where, how, and action, subject I should be put at the beginning. Then it's followed by time, tomorrow. Location, which is at the library, how the action is done with Lily. And then the action, study Chinese. Now let's put all these elements together and you'll get the right Chinese sentence. I, tomorrow, at the library, with Lily, study Chinese. 我明天在图书馆和 Lily 一起学中文。Bingo! Think this way. We Chinese are not straightforward at all. We just don't tell you what we want to say up front, which is to study Chinese. Instead, we will circle around the real issue, telling you all the unnecessary elements first, such as when, where, and how. And then we tell you, hey, this sentence is actually about to study Chinese. Also, I like to drop a quick note here. In Chinese, it's actually okay to put time at the very beginning, just like in English. For example, in English, you can say, tomorrow I will go to China. You can do the same in Chinese. So for the previous sentence, you can also say, tomorrow I, at the library, with Lily, study Chinese. Please note that only time phrases can be moved to the front, where and how cannot, alright? Okay, I strongly suggest you start speaking Chinglish from now on, which is speaking English in the Chinese way. For example, instead of saying, I went to Disneyland yesterday, you say, I, yesterday, went to Disneyland. Instead of saying, I work at IBM, say, I, at IBM, work. Instead of saying, I go to work by subway, say, I, by subway, go to work. If you do what I ask you to do, you'll very soon start to think like a Chinese and maybe even dream in Chinese. We'll talk more about the Chinese word order in our next class. 再见。